To those who bully the weak and the outcasts, know this. You thought your actions would have no price, but energy does not vanish. It always returns. The shadows you unleashed demand balance, and they will claim it in the darkness. You reaped fear. Now you shall sow it. No hand will harm you, but your mind will. When you sense the stare behind you, though no one is there. When the room turns cold, though no window stands open. When you hear knocking on the walls, though the house is empty. When the lights flicker, though no storm is near. The darkness is patient, and it already knows your name.
Do you know anything about the Buckley boys? The Orphans?
Follow them.
Follow them? I can't, because they're at the graveyard. They're at the cemetery. In the jail? Is that what you said, yeah? Do you want to draw a picture? And you can show me a picture if you want. That looks like a jail window or some shit like that. Thanks for that picture. There's like toys inside a fucking prison or whatever. It might be the juvenile centre what it's trying to show. I don't know if you heard that then. I'm just picking up me moving around and shit. That's
yes, Basil.
Yes, it does see. Well said. Welcome to the tale of the Buckley boys. You can see the police tape there actually. So I'm by obviously HMP Buckley Hall, which the car park's just there. So we're going to get into this video actually because there's a lot to talk about. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get right into this and see what results we can get. I don't know if this is going to be a video that I'd like, but we're just going to run the motions and see what happens, to be honest, because it's got a bit of a backstory to this specific video. So this is basically about the tale of the Buckley boys, but there's some things I want to add to this kind of story. So this video is on my shorts, so you can go back and find it. So it won't be far. If you just go onto my shorts, you'll be able to find it. It'll tell you all about the HMP Buckley Hall and its history. I mean, you can read the subtitles in this if you want, and it obviously will tell you more about this backstory. So obviously you can read the subtitles. It's just obviously saying Buckley Hall basically used to be an orphanage. And then I go on to talk more about it. So you can have a look at this video more in time. Like I say, if you just go onto my shorts, it's just now if you can't be asked looking for it, I'll leave a link in the description in this video, so you can just press a link if you want to know more about this actual video and the history about this video. So just as I'm walking up the pathway now, the car park's just over there. See it through the woodland. Now what it is this wasn't always a prison. This was an orphanage at one point, and there was thousands actually. Thousands of Roman Catholic boys that came to this orphanage, but obviously it's a prison now. So at Rochdale Cemetery there's a grave, and it's talking about the Buckley boys, and it's talking about in memory of the Buckley boys. Now obviously I thought that was a mass grave, and it's not. It's just the headstone to remember them. The boys were actually buried adjacent next to each other in unmarked graves, so you don't actually know where they are. So that's really a fact. I'll get more into that in a minute. But I want to talk about a couple of years ago. Yeah, I was playing Randonautica, and it sent me to a field up here that I'll point out, and I didn't really know why. And I think it's because it was to do with the Buckley boys. I didn't really know who the Buckley boys were then. I was just really confused about the pin that I got. Now, if you don't know Randonautica, yeah, that's a different story. Some people follow me that they'll know what it is. It's just basically an app that takes you to a certain location, and then you have to like kind of figure out why. Well, this is because I think it was because of the Buckley boys. So that being said, yeah, we'll say an orphanage, yeah, from the 1800s to like 1947. I'll do the dates properly in my research. Then obviously over time it became a detention centre. I think it reopened in 1994. And then it's category C prison now. But tonight's video really is about extracting history from the past to try and understand more in the present about what life was like, what they all died from, you know, because originally this video I watched it all because I thought they were all in a mass grave and they'd all suffered from an illness like let's see, Buckley all. I'll show you another Buckley all in a minute, but like TB, cholera, diphtheria, some shit like that was quite relevant in that time, really. That's what we try and do tonight. So realistically, evidence-wise, we want all boys' names. I might get stuff that's from a different era, if that makes sense. I might get stuff present, like what was it like living in that orphanage. We do know bits and bats, but I want to try and see what the equipment picks out. So let me show you Buckley Hall. So this is obviously Buckley Hall today, as we know it. Now Randonautica's brought me up here on more than one occasion, and there's always anomalies in and around this area. On the other side of that is Buckley Brook, which is like on the other side of the prison. So I've been there before also, but this, obviously you can see this path that you walk up. It's just getting dusk now, so I'm hoping, you know, we get some good results. Right, so I'm going to treat this video like you don't know anything about Buckley Hall. Some people will know more than me, but some people won't know anything. So Buckley Hall is obviously was a historic house, which was a Catholic boys' orphanage from 1888 to 1947. So Buckley in its various spellings was first recorded in the 12th century and was supposed to be descended from a supporter, William the Conqueror. So it says the original hall was in existence in 1626 and was demolished in 1860. It was then rebuilt for William Whitworth Schofield, who was actually a business owner, or he owned his own mill, I think it was, something like that anyway. So after the owner's death, which was William Schofield in 1882, it remained unoccupied for 5 years, and then this is where the Bishop of Salford asked for the help of the Congregation of the Brothers Charity. So they were obviously an organisation with the welfare and education of children that were obviously active at that time. So obviously you can see in blue there, this was backed by the Roman Catholic of Salford, who obviously they purchased the orphanage then. So then the orphanage obviously started with 28 boys, and then this grew and grew. They added more wings, and obviously more capacity was needed. And then over its time, there were obviously thousands of boys that came through this era. Now, what wonders me is Rochdale Cemetery wasn't created till the 1850s, so I'm wondering if there are unmarked graves in that area. So let's continue with some of the more of the research that I found, and you can see here in some of the article, this article here from the MEN. I mean, you can type this in and it'll tell you more. You can just find this article and it'll tell you some more about the lifestyles really that they lived. So some of the Buckley boys as well, a lot of them actually, the teachers and the servants were buried at Rochdale Cemetery. Now there's, like I mentioned, there is a headstone there, but there is actually a mass grave, but it's unmarked, and I suspect it's the Buckley boys that are in that plot. So what I mean is there were a headstone to remember them, but there's actually no grave there because the mass grave is in a different part of the cemetery. So obviously the title reads Orphanage Boys Will Never Be Forgotten, and this is like a video I do sometimes just to remember certain things. It's not for views, it's not for likes, it's not for, it's just to do with information really, and to remember a certain era, or remember a certain type of people. So it says the last boy to die there was in 1941, and it looked and set was forgotten forever, until a guy called Alan Gaskell got involved, who was a gynaecologist and an amateur historian. He then would research his family tree and obviously discovered his grandfather, Thomas Carroll, had spent the formative years at the orphanage, and he also had a great uncle that died in there in 1903. Well, actually, it's obviously Buckley House behind me. I was going to get the shot, but it's too far away. Actually, we've got some new equipment we're going to try tonight, and it's more or less like a dictaphone, but dictaphones you have to hold and record, and then you play it back to the camera, where this, I don't need to play it back to the camera because it's already installed, so it's like an app like GhostTube or whatever. Basically, it's a dictaphone, but with a video, if that makes sense. We've never had a dictaphone with a video, so we'll try that tonight. It's just basically recording on a different frequency like a dictaphone would. It doesn't do the same job as a Vox, but I think the Vox is more modern. If you know paranormal equipment and you know GhostTube, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're watching for the first time, you'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'll show you in this video and I'll try to explain. So we'll see what sounds we can capture, we'll see what pictures generate from the past, and we'll try to find out what life was like back in that era. Now, if this does work and it's quite effective, this can be used in different other cases where it's more complex, if that makes sense. So this is like an experiment. So for example, if someone was murdered and they went missing, and for example like the case with Nicola Bulley, or there's other cases as well like that where people go missing or they get murdered, but then there's nobody really knows why. So this is what this equipment can be used for, stuff like that, but in certain circumstances. It's quite rare as well that happens. So we'll try the new equipment, see what comes through. This area really, Syke Woods here, not many people come up here. It's like, you know, it's not a popular place. Is it haunted? I doubt it. We'll find out in a minute anyway. This is my first time really doing, well, it's actually my second time doing an investigation here, but the first time I did was a few years ago and it was daytime. Well, it's more or less a bit darker now. Now, if I start getting hits, I'll come back again and do a follow-on video. So I'm trying to not jump into the darkness straight away because I don't want to waste the night. So we'll crack on anyway and I'll show you Syke Woods and we'll see what results we get. So this is the artist impression of what the manor would have looked like, the first ever Buckley manor, which would have had links to William the Conqueror. And we'll just have a look now on how it's been modernised. I suspect for at least 20 years they wouldn't have had a graveyard. So I reckon there's unmarked graves in and around this area from when the orphanage first started. The orphanage was obviously run by teachers and nuns and stuff like that because it was Roman Catholic, so it was backed by religion. So a lot of the boys went on to do other things like carpentry and joinery and all that other stuff. They went on to make trades, and then some of them lived normal lives and had families. And then like the next generation would come through, if that makes sense. So this realistically is to want to see if this works too, if try and remember the Buckley boys, because this is an area for where I'm from. 3, to really try my methods to see if I can extract shit from the past into the present. See what happens. So welcome to Syke Woods. I'll put GhostTube on straight away and we'll have a walk around and see what happens. Oops. So the field I was talking about before is just up there actually. It's just up, maybe if you walked 100 metres and looked right, it'd be that field there. That's the field it was taking me to. So darkness will set in quite quickly. So we're hoping for some replies and stuff, so we'll see what happens. This is quite a spooky place at night, to be honest. I want to like to think that GhostTube and the Vox will be quite good here. Maybe, like I say, coming back at night is an option moving forward. It's the first bit of magnetism. More on. Well, maybe now's a good time. You just see the prison in the distance there. We'll see what happens. Maybe nothing. Nice little stroll through the woods. No one could assume these were the this would have been one of the areas where I would have thought that they would have maybe, you know, come to or whatever, playing games as kids. At the minute it's all quiet. Well, that can change in an instant, really. We'll put the box on and see what that's doing. See, the birds obviously we had to go shoot. Funny enough, I don't know why. They must know. They usually know something. That's two ravens talking to each other here. Oh, it's two crows. I'm not sure because I can't see them. And they always react, like I said, to stuff like this. But they're spiritual animals, really. Sometimes about it where they do the talking, and the talking's not done on the equipment. You ask a question, and then he starts squawking.
Oh.
That was like a female or something like that then. Oops.
To holiday.
Got to be careful because it's been raining, so I don't want to slip.
Pond, look.
Sure that said pond then. So Buckley Hall's quite quiet actually walking up. I didn't hear anything. Consider it's a prison.
First assassin.
So we're starting to pick up some stuff on the frequency now, some voices and that, so hopefully they become a bit more chattier. Who's on this frequency?
Just
thermometer emoji.
Thermometer. It's that temperature in it, so that could mean it was really warm, or illness, what I've mentioned before. It's got dark all of a sudden. I'm sure you can tell. We'll try some night vision. It's going to be dark now. I don't think there'll be any captures or anything like that, but We'll see what happens. So just beyond them trees is more or less a prison. Like that's where the walls are and shit. I mean the fences, there's no walls, it's actually prison fencing. Something that's relevant. Just slopes down in here really. It's good they made this path where it's higher up. So this is like a little lodge or a pond or whatever. And it's looking a bit dry. They're sheep. I'm sure they're sheep over there. I mean, if you hear the town bells. Now, I don't think you can hear the town bells in this video, but I could. But it's weird how you can hear the town bells from so far away. They've got to be more or less 5 miles away from the town centre here. It's just basically telling you about here. It's obviously private property, it's a nature reserve. There's nesting birds, no fishing on the dam. Do not enter the water, no swimming, suction pipes beneath the surface. No antisocial behaviour. So I've lived in this area for like 43 years and I don't know anyone that's ever come into these woods. It's quite quiet to be honest. No day tickets. If you want to come fishing. It's got incredibly dark all of a sudden.
Back.
What you say?
Latest football.
Are you saying the latest football? Which teams? Now, I did notice it was quiet, and I've said it's quiet so far. Things do change. This is like the calm before the storm. What was that? So the back seems to be the best at the minute. Oh, what's performing the best?
Right into the...
What you say? Who's on his frequency? I'm just putting yes or no on. See if we can get any answers.
Talk sport.
Talk sport. Latest? Well, Rochdale won today, I think. If that's what you're asking.
Paradox. Powering on. Starting ITC3.
Right, we've got a device here, yeah, and you can come and use it if you can hear me. Can you hear my voice in this frequency? Do you know anything about Buckley Hall?
With a big.
When I said that, I just got a response on my other device.
On local.
Do you know anything about the Buckley boys? The Orphans? So I'll show you the new equipment, yeah, and then we can just test it out. So this is, you can see at the bottom there when I'm talking, the sound gets distorted or it gets disturbed. You want to come and talk about the Buckley boys? That was a sheep. You want this frequency? You can leave a word if you want, or you can leave your voice. If you want to communicate, so every time I talk or someone talks, you can see it. Obviously, it's picking up the sound. So what we want is disturbances, but me not talking. That's realistically what we want, and it's got dark all of a sudden now. Now, there was a chance that this wouldn't work, which is, that's totally fine. So, that means I shouldn't really get any readings on the radar. So I might be in the wrong place, and that's fair enough. That's why I'm using this technique now. What did it say? Roof. This is what I have to do sometimes when I feel I'm in the wrong place. Just fucking 1 sec. I need to put my other arm through the bed. I don't know if you heard that then. I'm just picking up me moving around and shit. That's
Yes, Basil.
Yes, it does see. Well said.
Why am I here?
I don't know actually. I'm here to talk about the Buckley boys. I'm here to see if I can find anything out about the past. And see if you see what do you know? Do you know anything about? Do you know where I am and shit? I'm in Syke Woods and we're trying to speak to the Buckley boys, but we're not having much luck at the minute. Oh, we're able to find whoever it is we need to speak to. Really, see if he wants to come forward and speak to us. But it's fucking dead. Sometimes these things take time. And I'm getting nothing at the minute. No magnetism, nothing on the radar.
Yep.
What it say? You're annoying. Not nice, is it? No, I'm sure that would have been a bird. No, I'm sure that would have been a bird, yeah. But that seemed a bit lower than usual. But it's probably my imagination. It's definitely dark now. Might look like we're going to draw a blank here. What's that? Fucking shit me up that then. I got some emojis then and that's why I got distracted. So I'm assuming the monkey emojis mean wildlife. What makes me think that is the emojis came first and then the bird flew off, which more or less says, look what I can do. Now I know that sounds really far-fetched, but just keep watching and you'll see what I mean. Let's carry on with the box. Seem to have more success on that. I don't know what that was then. It's like I can hear a cat or something.
Don't touch!
It is? I can hear a cat or something.
Don't touch!
It is?
Don't touch it.
It is.
Ghost.
It's a ghost.
Ghost.
It's a ghost.
Ghost.
It's a ghost. Is that what it is? I think it's a cat, to be honest. I don't think it's a ghost.
Sense.
Definitely not a ghost.
Who is?
Violent.
Violent. Is that what you said?
Because
The fuck?
exactly that.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that was a good one, that one. Great response.
Because
The fuck?
exactly that.
Yeah. The fuck?
Exactly that.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that was a good one, that one. Great response.
James.
James.
Good from.
It's a deer, look. The deer, look. I don't know if you can see its eyes, but its eyes are just right there. And there's two deers, actually. It's going to get off now, look. Oh. So just a deer up there, then, actually. That was just me again, not holding it properly. Wait, maybe not. Can you do that again? Now, if you slow this mist down that comes in front of the camera in a minute, you'll see faces in it. I'm not going to slow it down, but I have to do it like frame by frame. But it's that kind of stuff there that comes past. Right. Maybe beeps round here. This is what we're waiting for, something that can, obviously my equipment starts to react in a certain area. Now, this mist that you see, some of it is my breath, but some of it's clearly not.
Turkey.
Who's on his frequency?
He wouldn't.
So that's a mist and voice on cue. That definitely one wasn't my breath, although it does look like it. It said we, yeah.
Choose your mind.
Ask again. Do you know anything about the Buckley boys? The Orphans?
All of them.
Follow them. I can't, because they're at the graveyard. They're at the cemetery. In the jail? Is that what you said, yeah? Do you want to draw a picture? And you can show me a picture if you want. Let's see if we get one, actually. So this mist that looks like my breath has been in and out of the video throughout, actually, if you just notice it throughout. But this is a snapshot of the end of my sentence and what was when I basically took a picture. And then I took another picture about 1.1 second afterwards. It was like a screenshot on the editing suite, and you can clearly see, well, I don't want to say too much here, but I will point out the obvious if you can't see it by now, but I can clearly see an eye. So I don't know what to make of this, really. There's the eye there. Apart from it's not my breath. Like, I have to look at the evidence, and the evidence suggests that mist around me. It's not the first time this happens, really, where I get mist around me that has faces within it. So when the video restarts, I'm just going to show you a quick, well, it's like a replay of what you're about to see, which is this white anomaly here that comes towards the camera, and then a picture generates. We get a really good picture. I don't know what that is. It's definitely not a butterfly. So if they get a picture now. Sometimes this is what it takes when you come to a new location. There's a picture. So as a white thing flew towards me, I then got a picture. I just wanted to point that out with this specific time, because I didn't get one last time. We'll have to have a look at that. I'm not sure what that is. That looks like a jail window or some shit like that. Thanks for that picture. There's like toys inside a fucking prison or whatever. It might be the juvenile centre what it's trying to show. Maybe it's because it's getting darker, the results are starting to come in. Fucking hell. Getting used to it now. So this obviously is a still picture of the picture that just got generated, which looks to me like it's describing some kind of juvenile detention centre, which we know that's what Buckley all was when it reopened in 1994. So I knew this would kind of happen where it'd get the era that I didn't really want. I wanted the era before when it was the orphanage, but we've got the prison at the minute. I don't know what that was then, but if that's you, can you say that again? You call me a simp then?
And then get away from.
Get away, yeah. So it's strange how we had a cat over there, yeah, that's where I thought it was. We've seen the deers. Not that that's unnatural, because it's very natural. But it's strange how a cat was up there. I didn't see it actually, I just heard it. It's not. Well, it's not then. Geese. Thomas? Was he one of the Buckley boys? Was he an orphan?
Turkish.
Turkish.
They
So we're back at the beginning now. And it's just totally dark now.
Was a little different.
goodbye.
So I'm just turning that off.
That hurts.
So it's officially pitch black now.
Waltz.
So that's the field that I was talking about. It's just more or less in that, more or less 50 yard in front. And now you can tell the spooky season's definitely here because it's getting dark earlier. This is Syke Woods for anyone, you know, if you skip through or whatever, you didn't know where it was. They just start to hear noises now in the woods. Pot. Probably animals, yeah, but I've not heard that throughout the time that I've been here. And I'm having equipment failure as well. You want to communicate on this frequency? So this is what this is good for now. This piece of equipment. Hopefully I can get them that animal noise, whatever it is. Right, just want to know what this is. Yeah, I'm probably not going to find out. It's not doing it now. Yeah, it is. Definitely is. I'm just intrigued what that actually is because I don't know what that is like. I can hear a magpie now. I think what's important is never to underestimate areas, especially when darkness falls. No, it's pitch black now, so even if it's 10 yards in front of me, I'm not going to see it. It's not doing it now. Why is it moved over here now? That's what it's just like, sounds like it keeps moving. Right, we'll cut the video actually, because I'm not going to just keep doing this, running back and forward against some sound what's probably a fucking deer or some shit. It is quite interesting though, because I've not heard that before. That's clear as day now, that's right in the middle. Interesting, just as I was going, it was like trying to entice me back in. It's time to go home now. I probably need my camera actually, just so I can see where I'm going. Anyone knows what that sound was, I'd like to know. It's probably an animal sound, which is fine. So you've got deer, swans and not swans, but ducks and shit. I'm not quite sure what else. There it goes again. It's probably a fox or whatever. But whatever it is, I'll just leave it be. Although it does sound like it's in pain. And my best is to leave it be. And obviously them lights are Buckley all now, as you can't even hear anything, which is weird actually. I thought you'd hear voices and that, you know, if windows being open and shit. So I'm just walking down now, I don't know if you watched this. It's a bit strange, isn't it, that? Maybe it's normal, I'm not sure. So anyway, whilst that light's going off behind me, what did I think of that? 1 second. What did I think of that? Yeah, I thought that it wasn't heavy. Like, I've had heavier places. That noise was a bit strange, but we're just going to say that it was an animal. We'll have to listen to the Vox to do some intelligence there, because it was saying certain things. I'm going to have to listen to on my earphones and then obviously play it back so you can hear it. This was like a first time, going there for the first time, so you never know what you're going to get. So we'll go over the evidence and we'll see if it's worth going back at night. If so, we'll go back. I don't think it was much about the Buckley boys. There were some strange voices nonetheless, but we'll listen to them a bit further. But this is more or less the bottom of the entrance to the car park where I am now. Quite a strange place, but not like I say, I've been to more active places and stuff like that. Quite enjoyable though, with it being so close, and it's a close tale as well for me, because obviously I only live in Wardle, so it's nice to come and tell a local tale really. But I don't know how successful it was or unsuccessful. I really didn't get that much, but like I say, sometimes this happens straight after an investigation. Hopefully you can see the sign there, the Buckley Hall sign, and you can obviously see them outside the main road to the prison. So that's that really, is what it is. I'm not going to manufacture anything and, come up with a lot of bullshit or whatever, but it's quite an enjoyable walk up there too. So we'll listen to the evidence and see what we captured. Maybe we'll go back a different time or whatever, whilst it's over the Halloween and shit. So anyway, nice watching. Peace.
Because I tend to agree.
Tend to agree, yeah.
See,
1980.